So after being in the theaters for 35 days, the digital release of Superman came out last Friday, so you have to go to theaters to see it anymore. Right now at the box office, Superman sits at $596 million worldwide. Doesn't look like it's going to beat Man of Steel. You don't have to adjust for inflation. They made $670 million. If you look at Batman vs. Superman, they're not going to touch that at all. They might even beat Justice League. They're at 661. Where does that leave us with James Gunn's Superman movie? I think we have to give it time to see how this whole universe plays out. There's a lot of different opinions out there. I liked Man of Steel more than Superman. I just enjoyed the tone, I enjoyed the character, and I enjoyed Superman not getting beat up all the time. I didn't like that part about this movie. I didn't like the comedy. It didn't sit well for me. I didn't enjoy it. Now, some people did enjoy the humor, and that's fine. It is a different take of Superman. And James Gunn is known to lean on the comedy with his movies. Now, if you do this with a Batman character, I don't think that would do well. I don't think you want to lean into humor with Batman, keep him dark and gritty. Now, he has come out and said that Clayface is going to be more of a serious movie, which tells me that, and he said this himself, that he wants to have variety with these films. And that's cool. We probably want variety with our superhero movies, not have the predictable, oh, we're going to tell jokes like you saw in Marvel films. They started leaning too much into comedy. You want to have some seriousness to your films as well. So if James Gunn can lean into that, he has different variety with that Clayface movie. I'm very curious to see how that turns out. I'm very intrigued. I know he is a villain, but if you ever watched the Batman animated series, you saw him as an actor. He became Clayface, and that was a cool background. So if they can do Clayface right, and they have a low budget, so they're not going to have a lot of money to spend, and you have to focus on quality, that could be a really cool film. Doesn't mean it's going to, break records. I'm just saying it's a different film. That's why I'm intrigued by it. But looking at the digital release of Superman, there's a lot of different opinions. The people who didn't like the film are saying that, hey, it's a flop at the box office. Now, the budget for Superman's a lot of opinions out there. Right now, the reports are, well, the cost was around $200 million, but if you consider production marketing costs, the cost could reach over $400 million. We don't know the exact numbers yet. There's a report out, in Ohio, where it's actually at $362 million. It's too early to tell. So I don't want to jump to those conclusions quite yet. But James Gunn did come out and say on Screen Rant that the reason why Superman is coming to digital so soon is because of Peacemaker. And I found that to be strange, in my opinion, because if you've already at $596 million, it's got some good legs. Like, it's done a good job at the box office. Like I said, people did enjoy this movie. You have your opinions, I have mine. But again, I think you could have, it's still in theaters right now, but people probably want to stay home and watch it and not go spend more money at the movie theaters. I think you didn't have to release it digitally right now. I think it'd have been fine. It could have maybe reached $650 million, maybe more, but we'll never know. Now, I still think it could end up between the $610 million, $620 million range. Maybe we'll get a little bit further than that, but I was just surprised by his reasoning for it coming out by saying it's because of Peacemaker. I originally thought that Peacemaker was going to be coming out next month. That was a little weird to me because isn't James Gunn involved with his decisions or knowing what's going on with the future DC projects? There's a lot of things that are beyond our control, so that Peacemaker is coming out now, and at the end of the day, I wanted everyone to be able to see Superman that wanted to, even those people who couldn't get to a theater before Peacemaker. That's really the reason for it. Okay, I guess that's fair, but people are still going to see Superman over Peacemaker. He's a bigger character. Like, he has more influence over people than Peacemaker. So I don't understand that reasoning. I still believe people want to go to the movies. I've seen a bunch of cope out there saying, oh, these Superman hero movies aren't doing well because of COVID and it's different nowadays. When we've seen movies like Avatar make $2 billion, Top Gun did really well. Spider-Man No Way Home did really well at the box office. Lilo and Stitch did really well this year. So movies can still make money at the box office. I think the reason why Superman struggled, you could say they didn't struggle or didn't make as much as they would like, I should say. It's just DC in the past didn't do a good job with the Snyderverse. I enjoyed Man of Steel, but a lot of people didn't at the time. At the time I saw Man of Steel, I didn't like it because I was watching a lot of Marvel films, but rewatching it, I actually liked Man of Steel. But I think, when you look at what's going on with Superman right now, they are in a new universe. Let's look at all the bad decisions that Marvel has made, and superhero fatigue is a real thing, in my opinion. I really believe that. And you also have to rebuild trust with fans. You have Snyder fans who want to keep Zack Snyder around. And some people are still pushing for that. And I get it. But I want to see how James Gunn does going forward. And I think that's the reason why we're seeing the box office numbers the way it is at $596 million. And on top of that, the week leading up to the release of Superman, we saw James Gunn come out and talk about how Superman is an immigrant. Probably not the best choice of words given that, immigration was such a hot topic and still is a hot topic. I think if we said that during the release of Man of Steel, it doesn't have as much of an impact because it wasn't a big social issue at that time. So I think that did hurt the box office numbers. So there's a lot of different factors going on, but I wouldn't blame Peacemakers why you decided to release it on digital. Like, you're still doing pretty well at the box office, especially domestically. They've been doing great. And again, it's not my favorite Superman movie, but I still want to give James Gunn a chance. I see all these different reviews online saying we got to give up on James Gunn and boycott his universe going forward. I don't think you should drop Supergirl next. I don't care about that character. Maybe it will surprise me, but I am curious about the Clayface movie. I'm excited for Wonder Woman and his version of Batman. That could be really good, but I want to give it a chance. I think it's premature to say like let's just give up on James Gunn. Like, I'm not there yet. If we see the same like cartoonish silliness from these other characters when they need to be more serious and grounded, then I'll come out and give my red flag on James Gunn. But for now, what are your thoughts on James Gunn's reasons of why he dropped Superman digitally? Do you think they could have waited and let Superman go on longer in the theaters? Do you think it's gonna beat Man of Steel? Do you think this movie's already broken even? Did you like Superman? I'd love to hear your thoughts about that. Don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel, and I'll catch you guys in the next one.